Hello, I hope y'all are all doing well. It's January 10th, and today, of course, I'm back. So today I'm going to be talking about, once again, severe weather. Uh, should be a little bit of a shorter video because I'm only going to be talking about really Thursday. Uh, a shorter video today. But I hope y'all are all doing pretty well. It's Tuesday. Yeah. Uh, but yeah, I guess let's go ahead and get started. So. This is our day 3 convective outlook. This is valid 12Z Thursday through 12Z Friday. So I mean, pretty much Thursday is when this is for. So we have a slight risk for most of Alabama here. You know, we got Montgomery, we got Birmingham in this, we got Huntsville, Gadsden, Tuscaloosa, almost down to the Mobile area, but not quite. Mobile isn't that marginal though. And then up into Georgia, we see that slide as well. Atlanta, Athens, Gainesville, Rome, Dalton, Blairsville. I think Macon. Macon's right on that border. Macon's probably in it. Definitely Columbus. We got Columbus and like the only bigger cities that are in it. And even like a little tiny area of upstate South Carolina. Not much. In Tennessee, we have that slight risk in the southeastern part of the state. And then we have a marginal risk extending all the way up into southern, like the very southern tip of Indiana. But a good bit of Kentucky's in that. So that is our outlook for day 3. We got a nice slight risk. I mean, it definitely has shifted east since I think the last video is this weekend, either Sunday or Saturday. I think when I started talking about this. It was looking like Thursday we'd see severe weather like out in this area, but it seems to really get going as we get further east. So first off, we're looking at the NAM3. Okay, a few things about the NAM3 is I'm just gonna go ahead and get it kind of over with here. Is it doesn't? I mean, it literally shows like nothing reflectivity wise on Thursday. This is what it shows. So you know, I mean that's not a good. That's not a good sign like on the surface. But I mean, it's the NAM3 forecasted reflectivity, so it doesn't really mean much. When we look at dew points here, we can see we have plenty of moisture in place. Moisture is not going to be an issue with this. We have dews in the 60s all the way up, pretty much through our entire slight risk, and then in the 50s for kind of areas around it. So we're going to have very, very humid air, especially for January. I mean, considering we just had a severe weather event literally a week ago. So, I mean, just weekly severe weather events this January, I guess. Although I just might not have. I haven't really looked into this a whole lot next week, but severe weather-wise next week. But I don't know if we'll see anything then quite yet. But so yeah, I mean, we see that. If we look at like instability, mixed layer Cape, we're not in too bad of a position for Cape here, or really for instability. I'll just say that a little simpler. Definitely lower. We're looking at mainly values up in between about 250 to 750, with some areas maybe getting up into maybe up to 1,000 in more southern locations potentially. But instability will probably be an issue in some places for severe weather. It's not what we really want to see. January, we don't really, you don't expect instability a whole lot, but this is even a little low for like January severe weather outbreaks. I don't think we're going to be seeing a severe weather outbreak, although it's a little uncertain at this point, considering this is still a couple days out. But I just don't think we have the environment for that. 19Z Thursday here. We take a sounding. We'll just take one in Georgia and Alabama there. Pretty interesting sounding here. So. First off, we have plenty of moisture. Dew point is 61. So that's fine. Instability is on the lower end. We have about 700 surface-based Cape, so a little low there. We can see we have a very small sliver of instability. The shear at this is not bad though. The shear at this sounding is pretty good until you get up to around 700 millibars. Then it starts to get a little around like 775, but still decent. About 283 surface to 1 kilometer SRH, 41 knots of shear. Hodo definitely is supportive of some embedded supercells, uh, or I mean maybe some like pretty bad supercells. I guess is the way to put it. I mean, not really bad, kind of just like more disorganized supercells, like not like classic like planes type supercells, which barely happen in the planes anymore, it seems. But yeah. So I mean, down 20Z, we'll take a sounding across southern Alabama here. Actually, I want to take a little bit of a smaller box sounding, and a pretty similar situation. It appears like as you go north, though, the shear tends to be. I mean, the Hodo tends to be a little better, and the shear. Well, that's kind of like the correlation right there, but the Hodo seems, I mean, we seem to have better shear generally, although you start to lose that instability though. So that's kind of the issue. You gotta be able to like look for that like mid area there. So if we go over to the ARW, okay, the ARW, we're just gonna look at some other models here. Now this model doesn't have as good of a history as the NAMM3, although it's not a terrible model. Although I don't even think it goes out far enough. That's my bad. Sorry about that. The NSSL, I also don't think it'll go out far enough. Let's look at the FV3. Okay, the FV3 is a little crazy. It tends to be a little weird once you look at like reflectivity. It tends to kind of just print supercells. And its solutions reflectivity wise rarely happen anywhere close to what it actually forecasted. Let's take a look at what it has here, just for fun. Please do not expect what it has. I haven't even looked at this actually. Okay, I mean that's not too bad. I mean that's a little aggressive maybe, but we'll see. I'm not gonna comment on the FE3 yet, because I mean that doesn't seem too insane. Just kind of like a squall line. Okay, I don't. This is not a similar event to what we saw last Thursday. Though. We're not gonna be looking at like flooding rain, that type of stuff. I mean, this is really just gonna be. I mean, we could see flooding, but it's gonna be nothing like what we saw last Thursday. Like, we're not gonna be looking at like two different squall lines in some areas, and just like. But I mean, this is gonna be like one round, this one squall line. Main threats damaging wind, and then maybe some tornadoes mixed in, but they'd likely be. I think we could see some brief tornadoes, but that's probably about it. So we'll take some soundings here off the FE3 just for fun. Not really expecting. Oh yeah, that's not bad. The FE3 is not going too good with the instability though. A little curious what the GFS has, because I mean, we're not fully in range of the HRRR, which we will be in range of the HRRR with the 000 run. But I didn't wait to film this video until then, because I can't. Because I mean, today has been a very. I've had a lot of stuff to do today. I'm just tired. I haven't slept good for like 3 nights, so I'm trying to go to bed early. So I'm sorry that the video is not coming out a little later, but yeah, I mean, the HRRR does go out a good bit here. We can see our cold front back over here. Pretty sharp gradient there. And then in front of this, I mean, we take a couple of soundings. We'll take one in Georgia here. A little different. We can see we don't have, the shear is definitely not as good. Our Hodo, I mean, you're going to struggle to get tornadoes out of that for sure. Actually, let me switch over to this precipitation type here so we can get a better idea. So, I mean, really, I don't think we're going to be looking at too much activity really in front of the squall line. It doesn't seem like one of those types of events. I think down towards like further south where we have more moisture, more instability, that can kind of help like offer the lift for some of these storms to get going. Although I don't think they're going to be supercells. I mean, they could, but I think they're going to struggle to be supercells. If they are supercells, they're going to be pretty like disorganized. But I think we're mainly just going to see a squall. I think that's going to be where where we're going to see our main threat for severe weather. We'll move a little closer to the squall line, and yeah, I mean, you can see this does indicate, our low end tornado potential here. That I say low end. I mean, low just because the tornado threat's like on the lower side. That doesn't mean that what we see can't be bad. Okay, I mean, all it takes is just one tornado. I mean, to really ruin everything. But I mean, the shear profiles here are relatively good. Instability is low, but I mean that's doable along the front really. See, I mean that's where we get our like 5% tornado risk. So yeah, I mean generally I think Thursday is just going to be I'm definitely excited to see what's gonna happen actually, because I mean, this is a little bit of a interesting. I mean, this is a little. I don't really know how to put it, but it's not really a straightforward like a straightforward forecast in my opinion. It's kind of a little bit more uncertainty with this, I'd say. I think what we're going to mainly see is a squall line, like I said before. And I think we could potentially see, some brief tornadoes. I just don't see us getting like long track embedded tornadoes inside of the squall line. But we'll see. I mean, stuff can change by day one, which is Thursday. So yeah, so I plan to have the next video out probably Thursday morning. I'll just film it before school, which I've done a few times last year. And so I can get the stuff out before this happens. And that'll be like the newest forecast. I think that'll be right before everything actually happens. That'll be kind of good. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope y'all have a great Wednesday tomorrow. And just please leave, once again, please leave any suggestions on videos you'd like to see in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. But thank you for watching. Goodbye.